Hi, and welcome to Leadership Stars with Linda Patten. I've guided leaders to uncover their core strengths for over 40 years, and the last 2 years with Dare to Dream with Linda. And I put this series together to talk to real leaders and to talk to them about what they found unique and different about their leadership style and the real how-to and tips to build really strong, powerful teams of leaders. And today I have one of my most favorite leaders, Shirlene Reeves from Maximize Your Wealth Now, and who firmly believes in maximum visibility for maximum income. Shirlene, welcome to the show.
Hi, Linda. I am so excited to be here with you. This is just awesome.
Well, it's good to have you as well. I've been on your show a couple of times, so it's kind of fun to do turnabout, right?
It is so fun. I get to just sit back and enjoy myself.
Well, Shirlene, one of the things that you talk a lot about is that whole maximize visibility for maximum income. Tell us more about that. And what does that really mean?
Sure, I'd be happy to. It's massive visibility for massive income.
Okay.
And what people are, I should say entrepreneurs and business owners are finding is that they are so prepared and so ready to move their business forward, but they can't get out of their own backyard. They are always working with the same people. Have you noticed that?
I have, yes. It's funny, you go to events and you see the same people in the audience, and it's like, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir.
Exactly, and they know what you do. And they may not know about your new program or something, but they know what you do. They know who you are. And it's kind of like we just all move from one networking group to the next. And maybe on one day we might have breakfast together, and then we'll have lunch together, and then we have dinner together, and we don't have any new exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So my belief is that there's two issues we have. One I just mentioned, we need to get out of our own backyard and have global visibility.
Yes.
And the second is we haven't had an economic machine that could drive our visibility. And we've had Facebook, we've had LinkedIn, we have the social networking sites, but what we're doing today, you and I, this is so important because look, we're sitting here, they see us, and we're talking to each other, and we receive, and I know you do too, that people see us everywhere, when the reality is we really aren't anywhere. We're just here, like you and I are, and it works out really, really well. And then people believe that we're experts in our field, which we are, and we show up, and then we make money. It makes a big difference.
Well, and Shirlene, one of the things that you talk about is making money in your sleep. Now, I work with a lot of very reluctant leaders. People say, oh, no, I'm not a leader. I don't know what you're talking about. But how could they set up their life, their business, their work in such a way that they could really make money in their sleep?
Well, the first thing, that's such a great question, because I say it all the time, and I realize now that you're asking, people maybe don't know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
You have this kind of massive visibility, and there's two different ways you can do it. And the reason I say it, just this week, I had 3 people come to me and say that they wanted financial help. And I didn't go get them. They came to me. And that's what I'm talking about, make money while you sleep. They need to come to you. Or you can set up programs on your computer so that you could sell a $97 program or a $27 program that leads to your $497 program. And it's all automated. You don't do any hands-on at all in that first program. And if you sent it out like we're doing with the Celebrity Guest Expert Sales Summit, if you send out your $97 program to 38 million people, which is what we're building right now, how can you not make money? Just sell 10 $97 programs and look where you're at, right?
$9,700. How amazing is that?
Exactly. So that's how you make money while you sleep. people find you because you do something like this and they go, wow, that's really interesting. I want to know how to do that. And then they move forward and automate it, and they can make money while they sleep or drive the car or on vacation, or if somebody in the family becomes ill and they need to take care of them, they still got an income.
That's terrific. Shirlene, I know that you're all about video, and that's one of the reasons why we're doing this particular episode in Google Hangouts, because I've been in your program, and Google Hangouts was a key part of the Sales Summit. So how can video and web TV really help a leader to communicate, let's say with their team, with their prospects, with just the world in general?
Well, that's a really good question too. You're just full of awesome questions today. And I just ask you, are you tapping on the on my picture when I speak? Because I don't know if you are or not.
You're up, yes, when you speak.
Okay. So, so how do you do that? Well, what if you didn't want to rent an expensive room, or you didn't want to put all that together that is entailed in an event? I'm doing that right now, and it's a lot of work. And Linda's really, really good at that. So if you want to do a big event or 2 big events a year, that's awesome. But what about the rest of the time? The rest of the time, you need to be seen. And some people are switching to radio shows, but you're not seen. And people just kind of mindlessly listen to you while they're driving or whatever it is that they're doing. And they don't really hear you, and they don't see you at all. So what if you could use Google Hangout to do educational seminars? Would that be cool? And then you just invite people, your whole team, if you have a big team, or if you want to recruit more onto your team, you could have, there's enough on Google Hangout for 10 slots. So you'd have to think you. Right. And then if you have a guest expert, you know, that's 2 slots, but then you could have 8 interactive students, and then you can have millions that are watching it. So you could recruit, you could actually share information. I'm about to set up my, my financial freedom courses, and I'll invite some people to be on it so that we can work together and so that people understand more clearly. But I'm also going to use Facebook and invite so many more, and millions can watch you.
That's incredible, Shirlene. I know that, you know, we've been working on Google Hangouts and other video kinds of things, and I've been on radio. What I find interesting is that trying to build a relationship with just voice is more difficult than if they can see you, and if they can see your expressions, they can see that you care, they can see the vulnerability and that kind of thing. So I think you're right. I think the web and Google Hangouts, Zoom, those kinds of programs are really great in really getting that sense of who are you, more so than on radio or a podcast or even a teleseminar for that matter, because you become a disembodied voice. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me just ask you, I know you've had a lot of interviews on radio. Have you gotten anything from it? Has anybody followed up?
Yeah, I have had several people who have, you know, done my free assessment. They've done the free discovery session or strategy session, whatever they want to call it. And I've had a number of them actually get that first 1 hour free, where we sit down and we actually look at their leadership. Where are they? What do they want to do? And that kind of thing. But it was a real, I think it was a shock when they first saw me the first time. It's like, oh, I know you, because they had heard me, but they hadn't seen me. So they hadn't connected the dots of the voice with the picture.
Right. And you know, your branding, a big part of our branding is who we are. It's us in the flesh. Mm-hmm. So, and if you can make sure that your colors match whatever you're doing, and you can see behind me, because I'm the publisher of Wealthy Woman magazine and I'm the producer of Maximize Your Wealth Now TV, that gives me a lot of visibility. So when I'm out, then they know who I am right off the bat. And a lot of people know who I am that I have no idea who they are. And they'll say, where do I know you from? How do I know you? How do you know? And I just know it's because of this. It's not, they always go to school. How about the school? How about the gym? How about the church? But I know it's not that. It's this. It's constant visibility on the web, massive visibility. So people think they know you as a friend, and they get to know, like, and trust you because they see your eyes, and they see that you care.
I think that's so very, very important, Shirlene. And, I become recognized because of my cat, because the cat goes with me everywhere. It is part of my branding as well. And so I understand what you mean, where people come up to me and they go, I know you. I recognize you. And oftentimes, we go back through, grade school trying to figure out where we know each other from. And a lot of it is from being on YouTube. It's from being in events. It's all of that really helps us to stand out. But you're right. I think what you're doing with massive visibility is something that's really, really incredible. Now, Shirlene, I do have a question about your leadership. I know that you were the CEO of a major organization. You had, 23,000 people that worked for you?
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yes.
And I know you had some challenges with that. I don't know whether it was because of distance or where they were or the kind of people that they were. But would you share with the audience just a little bit about challenges you had, what you did to overcome those, and then how, I'm going to give you a double question, how would you use this kind of visibility to help avoid some of those situations?
Oh my gosh, it would have been a world of difference if I'd had this. What a difference. 23,000 people is a lot of people. And I think I've told you, Linda, that I built my business from 0 to millions. And having that many people work with you it's really, really difficult. My payroll every 2 weeks was over 100,000. So it was also massive. Let's put it that way. If I had to train them, they each had to be trained, and I wrote a book which was 220 pages, but you can't be sure they're going to read the book. And there was a huge amount of liability that went along with this because it had to do with real estate and lending and that sort of thing. So when I thought about this, in answer to your question, my life would have been so much easier if I could have just set up these Google Hangouts and they all could have watched from everywhere, and I could have trained them all and known exactly what they knew and what they didn't know. Now, I did kind of know that anyway, but you're never sure if somebody really understands what it is you're trying to share with them to help them move forward. But if you actually have this kind of relationship that you and I are having right now, it makes a world of difference, because these people were all over the nation, including Alaska and Hawaii. I couldn't get out to see them all. And frankly, some of them would say, oh yeah, you're my boss, and I didn't even know it. That's how that was. But if we'd been able to do it like this, and I could have said, okay, there's going to be a hangout at such and so time on such and so day, some of them would have been on the panel. I would have invited them so that we could get the right questions to share with the rest of them. But then the other, 23,000 or 22,500 could have shown up and just watched the Google Hangout, and they could have watched it at their leisure. So maybe they were out working, they couldn't show up at that time, but they could go back to it later. I think it would have made a world of difference.
So what I hear you saying is that you can build relationships and really have them get to know you better, and perhaps even getting to know them better, so you know where you need to focus on training, where you need to focus on systems and procedures, when you need to celebrate, and you can do it in a very public kind of way. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. And that celebrating is so important. When you have success, you definitely want to celebrate. So it's so important to bring your crew around you and just help them feel loved, help them feel cared for and supported. And this is a great way to do it. And some people say, oh, Google Hangout, I don't want to do that, But it depends on how you're trained and how you utilize it. If you're trained which is what I do with my groups, with one step at a time. Well, you know, Linda, you were one of my stars.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you now. So you can tell them. I mean, it's one step at a time, and we got to make sure that they get it before they move to the next step. Just like if you have an MLM or you're a leader in a business, you want to make sure they get it before they move to the next, before you move to the next step. Because if you move without them, they get left behind, discouraged, and then they quit and go home and you're done. That's it.
Yeah, Shirlene, I so agree with that. I know that with MLMs, direct sales, network marketing, it's really key to move step by step, because if you miss a step, they're gone. And because they're independent, there's really no necessarily loyalty, which is why I set up the 12-step program, The Art of Herding Cats, Leading Teams of Leaders. And by the way, the book comes out September 28th, and I'm really, really excited about it. The last set of galleys today, and it looks absolutely awesome, because they can take it step by step, and depending upon where they are with each individual, they can use different steps. But celebration is such a big key, and it's not only the big items, but it's the little ones. And it's what I've appreciated about you, is helping us to celebrate little wins, like being able to get on Google Hangouts, getting your makeup right, all of that. We got a chance to celebrate all of that, which is great. Yes. So Shirlene, I know you have a free offer for our viewing audience, and I wish you would tell us a little bit about that.
I'm happy to do that. I have a new book coming out too, Linda, called Compel, Don't Sell. And it's for anybody who is afraid to sell, because you can sell without selling. It's so easy to do if you know how to do it and you can put it in practice. And if you come from your heart, that's the big thing. So that's what this book is all about. As I said, I made millions in my business that we were just talking about, and I'm literally just tearing back the curtain, and I'm showing you exactly how I did it. And I don't like to sell either, but I'm really good at the numbers, as you know, and actually recruiting and selling and whatnot. So my free offer is kind of fun. It's a little quiz, and you can take that quiz and find out if you compel or if you sell. And then I have a free call to go along with it, and I'll give you the answer on the free call. So I'll let you know. If you sign up, you just go to my website, maximizeyourwealthnow.com, sign up for the free VIP membership, and it'll be waiting there for you. And then I will let you know when the call is, and I'll give you all the answers on the call.
Well, Shirlene, that sounds absolutely fantastic. I know I'm interested in the Compel, Don't Sell, because I am one of those reluctant salespeople who doesn't want to be that salesperson. Yeah. So I totally understand it. And for those of you who'd like to step in, step up, and step out into leadership and truly own it, then you may want to discover whether you are already a leader. And my free gift to you is an assessment to show you that you probably are a leader and never even thought about it, as well as the first lesson in the first step of defining leadership. So if you go to my website, which is www.daretodream-with-Linda.com/herding-cats-2 we'll get that off to you as quickly as we can, and it may surprise you what you discover about yourself. So Shirlene, do you have any parting comments for our audience?
I have a final thought based on what we were talking about just a few minutes earlier. And that is, when we are trying to train people, it's so much easier doing it the way you and I are doing it right now. So say if you set up 5 or 10 modules on the training, then your modules are always there, and people can go back at any time to refresh themselves. And of course, what do they see but you?
Absolutely.
And then they know, like, and trust you even more, because they know that you're just sitting there and you're ready for them whenever they're ready for you. So just keep that in mind. That is such a huge thing to be able to do to support your team.
Right. And I so agree with that ability to be able to tap into it when you need it. And it's just so very, very critical to work with them where they are at any given point in time. So thank you, Shirlene, so very, very much for being with us this week. And I so look forward to seeing what happens with Compel, Don't Sell. And for the rest of you, this program is usually run on the second Tuesday of every month. As I'm getting more guest experts, we may be running them more often. So watch for the channel and we'll be seeing you soon. Take care and be courageous.
Thanks, Linda.
Thanks, Shirlene, for being here.
I loved it. You were wonderful.
Thank you.